Hello, hello, and welcome. We are super excited to have y'all piling in here for this session. My name is Jay, and I am your StriveScan facilitator for this virtual college fair session, if you will. Again, my name is Jay. I'm your host here tonight, and we are super excited to welcome you to St. Ignatius Preparatory School Virtual College Fair. So we have 6 schools with just 6 minutes to give you all the quick hits that they have about why you should go to their school. So we're super excited to get that started here. I've got a couple housekeeping announcements before I go ahead and pass it on over to our presenters for the evening, and then we will get started. So the first thing I want to let you all know about is that there's a Q&A button at the top or bottom of your screen. That is going to be the best way for you to ask questions to our presenters at any time. Now, the only request that we have is if you're asking a question to a specific school, please list the school name in the question so the right person knows to answer you. Also, you can see and hear us, but we cannot see and hear you. So no worries there with your microphone or audio. And this is just one of many sessions happening this afternoon. So after this, if you want to register for more, we absolutely encourage it. And this session is being recorded. So within about 1 week, you can get this recording available to you at strivescan.com/Ignatius. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I am now going to bring up our first presenter with University of Michigan. Come on up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jay. And I will pull up my screen as well. And welcome everyone to tonight's presentation. My name is Megan Lakatis, and I serve as your Illinois Regional Admissions Recruitment Coordinator within the U of M Office of Undergraduate Admissions. I'm also a graduate of the University of Michigan, so I'm very excited to talk with you all today about both my experiences as a student and through the admissions perspective. To begin today's very quick overview, I would first like to acknowledge that U of M resides on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi nations made the largest single land transfer to the University of Michigan, through the Treaty of Fort Meigs so that their children could be educated. We recognize the history of displacement of Native communities and that facilitated the founding of the university, and we acknowledge the sovereignty of tribal lands and reaffirm the contemporary and ancestral Anishinaabe ties to this land, as well as the profound contributions of Native Americans to this institution. Just as we acknowledge the ancestry of the land on which we live, I do also feel compelled to speak to both the reality and very serious impacts of racial injustice within our country. Black lives matter, and we acknowledge the active role our university must play in this conversation around addressing and combating racial and systemic injustices, and in forging a path towards positive change. I also want to acknowledge the heightened injustices that the Asian American, and Pacific Islander community has faced throughout the pandemic, and voice our support for all minoritized communities, including the Latinx community, LGBTQ+ community, Indigenous communities, and beyond. University of Michigan strives to foster a diverse, equitable, and inclusive community for all students, faculty, and staff on campus. Recognizing that U of M is still a majority white institution, though, we have an ongoing focus spearheaded by our DEI office on improving our climate of diversity to be supportive of all. I will share a few links within the chat towards the end of today's conversation so that everyone can explore more later. Now, to introduce you to the Michigan community, U of M is a large public research institution located in Southeast Michigan in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is consistently ranked as one of the best college towns in the nation, with over 300 different restaurants to explore, only about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive away from Chicago, and NCAA Division I athletic events to attend. So there's always something to do on campus. But in terms of the students who are coming to the university, we welcome students from all 50 states and over 120 different countries to make this really vibrant campus community come to life. In fact, I do like to highlight that Illinois is consistently ranked as one of the most popular states for our undergraduate students to hail from, but we see students from all around the world who are choosing this great Michigan education. A few other areas that I do like to highlight include about 14% of our students identify as the first in their family to go to college. 18% of our students are Pell eligible, 27% self-identify as students of color, and 17% identify as part of the LGBTQ+ community. This really vibrant campus community, coupled with the opportunity to learn alongside your peers, absolutely enhances your Michigan education and experience. Now, in terms of the educational opportunities that will be available to you, U of M offers over 280 undergraduate majors. Of these 280 different degrees, over 70% are ranked in the top 10 nationally, and over 90% are ranked in the top 20. So whatever you're interested in studying, we're going to have really highly ranked undergraduate experiences available to you on campus. And many of our students wait until sophomore or junior year to actually declare their undergraduate majors. A lot of students are also really happy to know that our student to faculty ratio is just 15:1, so you'll have plenty of interaction with your faculty members, both inside and outside of the classroom. Now, outside of the classroom, you'll have a lot of different organizations to get involved in. We offer over 1,600 different student groups and clubs, including organizations like the Michigan Daily, the university's newspaper, Future Black Healthcare Professionals, La Casa, Dance Marathon, Student Government, or Fraternity and Sorority Life. U of M is also recognized as the #1 public research institution in the United States, so you could get involved in research as early as your first year on campus. Becoming a Michigan student is something that doesn't stay with you just for those 4 years on campus. It stays with you for a lifetime to come. And as an alum, I personally have experienced that in terms of looking for internships, job opportunities, and so much more. Now, to touch quickly upon the holistic application review process, we really do get to know the whole you by looking at your academics, extracurricular involvement, essays, letters of recommendation, interpersonal background, and interest in the university. It is best to take a look at our admissions website for more specific details about our review process and also about any changes to our admissions process. For example, for the class of 2021, we did introduce a test flexible policy, and we are still assessing what our policy will be for the class of 2022 moving forward. If you are interested in learning more about the University of Michigan, we have a variety of virtual information sessions and resources available. You might even find me during a post-information session Q&A alongside a current student. I will share my contact information in the chat as well. Thank you all so much, and go Blue.
Thank you so much, Megan. Really appreciate that. We're going to move right along to our second university, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. Take it away, Jacob.
Thank you, Jay. So before I start, I want to acknowledge that in Minneapolis Metro, we have again lost a member of our Twin Cities community when Dante Wright was killed, and our thoughts are with his family and friends as they mourn. We are relieved to see some accountability for the killing of George Floyd, but we still know that we have work to do in striving for liberty and justice for all. I will share information on our university today, but we as an institution know that it's important to recognize this loss in the community, as I'm sure as it might be in your minds as well. If you like, after I present, I'm going to put in the chat a letter from our university president, Joan Gable. This was the day of Derek Chauvin's verdict. And if you have more questions, I'll also put my contact information so we can kind of have a more one-on-one conversation about it for our university. Thank you all for that. Now I'm going to pull up my presentation. So we are the University of Minnesota. We are the largest school in the state of Minnesota. We're the one housed right in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And we are the Big Ten school, right? Now we have this mantra of come curious. We are a school where we have an immense amount of academic capabilities, world-class research capabilities, opportunities for a global perspective with one of the most comprehensive study abroad programs in the country, and easy access to real-life experiences with the Twin Cities being right in our backyard. So our students are really driven to come with that curiosity. What real world questions are you hoping to solve? Why do you want to be further educated in the first place? Because all of these resources I've laid out to you will get you fully prepared to tackle these questions. But you do have to kind of come with that curiosity, that drive to take and seize and utilize these, as they will fully prepare you for these questions. Now, we offer a lot of majors as well. We have 150 majors and over 135 minors. We organize them into 8 freshman admitting colleges that you can see kind of along the left side here. But we are a big school, right? Oh, no. 30,000 undergraduate students. However, regardless of major across the entire university, our student to faculty ratio is 17:1. 80% of our classes are fewer than 50 students. 64% are fewer than 50 students. If you get a class that's larger than 50, it's probably only going to be one of your first year classes, like first year calculus, first year psychology. And if you get a class that's larger than 50, you are guaranteed a discussion section or a lab section that will partner with your class, caps off at about 30 students, and be with a graduate student or a professor who's in the same field to help you get your questions answered. So you're not completely lost in a sea of people when you need some questions. Now, we got a lot happening on campus with over 900 student groups. So more than 200 multicultural student groups, more than 50 intramural sports teams, more than 50 Greek chapters. Spring Jam, our student-led concert series, that actually brings on national acts to our campus for like a 3-day affair in the spring. So on our campus, we're really just saying, you're not going to be bored. unless you try to be, honestly, because people are going to be coming out to you, whether it be through student activities fair, during welcome week, maybe it's Paint the Bridge Day, they'll be coming to your classes, they'll be putting themselves out to you. And I guarantee you, if you're willing to put yourself out there, someone on campus has similar interests to you. You just got to get out there. Also, we are Minnesota's Tier 1 flagship research university. So yes, we have a relationship with our state government, but also that means that roughly 90% of all the research done in the entire state of Minnesota goes through our system in some capacity. So there's an extensive amount of research opportunities available for our students. We also have one of the most comprehensive study abroad programs, over 200 programs, over 60 countries. So we take pride that everybody, regardless of what you study, if you want to, 3 weeks, a summer, semester, you want to see another part of our incredible world to diversify your experience, please, we encourage it and we'll help make that happen. We also have 20 Big Ten teams, 12 women, 8 men. Shout out to our women. We are the Maroon and Gold State. We have over 1 million Gopher fans coming to cheer on our sports teams, and you'll definitely feel our campus come alive when 2 particular teams are in town. When Iowa is in town, our rivalry with them has been since 1891, and when Wisconsin is in town. Our football rivalry has been since 1890, just 1 year longer. So definitely one of the longest running rivalries in the country as well. But I think the thing about Minnesota that I want to make sure everybody hears today is, of a school of our size, our capacity, and our resources, the fact that we have major metropolitan cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, literally in our backyard is a huge benefit. What do I mean by that? So this train, this is the city train from Minneapolis to St. Paul, goes right in front of our student union, Kaufman Union. You hop it, 4 stops, 20 minutes, and you're in downtown Minneapolis, the skyline you see on the left side. You ride it 40 minutes the other way, you're in downtown St. Paul. And then comes some benefits. I mean, on the professional side, there are 16 Fortune 500 companies that are based in the Twin Cities alone. That is actually #1 in the country for Fortune 500s per capita. We also have the largest career fair in the state. Over 250 employers twice a year looking to bring in our students. So internships, practicums, co-ops, job shadowing, student teaching, whatever real life experiences you can think of, literally are trained right away. But then also too, what are you going to do for fun, right? Because college is more than just sitting in the classroom for 4 years. Well, maybe you're a sports fan. Right off this train, there are 6 professional sports teams. Maybe you want to see a show. There's the illustrious Guthrie Theater, the Orpheum Theater. Maybe a concert, legendary First Ave, or the Armory for more intimate feel. And then we have over 70 different languages and dialects in the Twin Cities. So we just have so much capacity to be able to explore and take advantage of with our location and where we are. Now, for our application, we expect you to complete the Golden Gopher application, which is our in-house, or the common application. A complete application is going to include you automatically for admission, our honors program, and merit-based scholarships across the entire university. Nothing more you need to do for merit scholarship consideration. And for fall 2022, we are also no test required. This is my contact information and me in my favorite shirt. I will put my info in the chat. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Jacob. Really appreciate that. Our next presenter is going to be Penn State University. Take it away, Tracy.
Great, thank you so much. Yes, Penn State. I'm Tracy Dollinger, the local Chicagoland recruiter and a very proud Penn State graduate. One thing I love about Penn State is talking about Penn State is just the real strong sense of spirit and pride and camaraderie and tradition that Penn State has. It's that Big Ten university with so many options and opportunities, and it's located in a quintessential college town of State College. So State College, there's direct flights right on O'Hare, on American and United. So you can fly right from O'Hare right into State College, and it's just a 10-minute drive right to the campus. So it makes it very convenient from the Chicagoland area. And it is only a 9-hour drive. So a lot of people think it's a lot further than it is. So I like to point that out, that you can leave at breakfast and be there for dinner. So Penn State. So I want to just give you an overview of that Penn State, that experience that you're going to get, those top tier academics. Penn State in the top 1% of university campuses. So you're getting that top tier academics. And then on top of that, they're going to help you with that ultimate goal of that job. So that career services is always ranked high, where they're going to help you from the beginning to the end with that goal in mind of getting those internships, those research opportunities, those jobs when you graduate. Penn State has a 93% retention rate, which is we're most proud of, because that means students are happy, they're engaged, they're really well-rounded. So that means 93% of the freshmen stay on to sophomore year. They can't wait to come back to sophomore year because they are having that well-rounded total experience that where you have that classroom experience, but then also it's enhanced with research outside the classroom, activities and clubs, you name it, the sports, the excitement of Division I sports. So you really get that total experience when you come to Penn State. We encourage that study abroad experience, even though that's the large university with all the options, we're still at that 16:1 student faculty ratio. So you'll have some big classes, but then at the end, you will, there are only a few big classes. And then once you get into your major, it's smaller. Okay, research, top tier 1 research institution. We really pride ourselves on that. So that's something that in all areas, even as a freshman, you can start. Okay, a lot of people don't know, but Penn State does have 20 campuses in the state. So University Park is that big campus that you hear a lot about. And then there's 19 other small campuses within the state. The difference in the campuses is the university, the large campus is a little more competitive to get into. The smaller campuses are less expensive, less competitive to get into, and you'll have the smaller class sizes. Okay. So many options. So you get to Penn State, you can explore, you can go in undecided, and you can declare at the end of sophomore year. So many options that you might not have even thought about. Okay, 1,200 clubs and activities. We really accent this because we think this is what makes the students really engaged and happy and marketable and well-rounded and prepared when they graduate, because they're involved in clubs and activities that are geared to their major, their hobby. Maybe they'll doing club sports or intramural sports, you name it. We have the world's largest student-run philanthropy, which is our Thon, which is our big dance marathon. We fundraise all year, every year. The last few years, we've raised $10 million, and it's just student run. And it all goes to pediatric cancer research. Okay, Penn State, we pride ourselves in making diversity and inclusion a top priority. We want everyone to feel included and safe and welcome. And we do a great job with that 93% retention rate. Okay, the application, online application here. Right now, next year, the test scores will still be optional and self-reported grades. It is an academic decision. 2/3 of the decision is going to be based on your high school transcript and your weighted GPA there. Okay, so this gives you an idea at the University Park, the big campus, what the middle 50% is for GPA and then the test scores. It gives you a nice idea here where you're gauging yourself with that academic decision there, if you're in that with the weighted GPA and that middle 50%. Okay, so we want you to, the application opens August 1st and apply by November 1st. Okay, this gives you an idea of the costs. It is less expensive, like I said, to go to the smaller campus, but this is all in the cost for out of state. Okay, the alumni network. I love this. This is my favorite slide because that's me. And it's powerful, that alumni network. We have the largest dues paying alumni network. And what that means is that alumni are committed. They had an amazing, great experience, so they want to give back with their time and their money, and lots of opportunities to give students for jobs when they graduate or internships. And you can't underestimate that alumni network because that lasts a lifetime. Okay, this is my last slide because I want to encourage you to explore more. Go visit. There's nothing like seeing the campus. It's so unique, the State College campus. And hopefully go online to explore more about all the different majors and clubs and activities. So thank you so much for listening and for exploring and learning about Penn State.
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. We are now halfway through this session here, and we have 3 more schools, but just as a reminder, you do have that Q&A button. If you have questions for these schools, you can definitely ask questions via that Q&A, but let's bring up Iowa State University.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Hi, everyone. My name is Diana Spadro, and I am your admissions counselor at Iowa State. Thank you for making the time to learn more about the school. My territories are the city of Chicago and the nearby suburbs. So I am your admissions counselor, like I said. Okay. Let's get started with Ames, Iowa. So Iowa State is located in the heart of the state of Iowa. It is approximately 45 minutes north of Des Moines and about 5.5 from the city of Chicago. Ames is a college town of about 65,000 people, and out of those, 35,000 are current college students. Ranked best college town in 2019 by Wall Street and number 3 by livability, Ames has a lot to offer for our students in addition to top quality academics at Iowa State. From coffee shops to outdoor activities and an attractive location for companies like 3M, students can continue their personal development throughout their years on campus. So let's look at our numbers. As of this year, we have approximately 33,000 cyclones on our campus, and 46% of those are coming from out of state. Students from the state of Illinois represent the largest out-of-state population, so don't be surprised to find people from your neck of the woods on our campus. All 50 states are represented at Iowa State, as well as 115 nations. This naturally makes Iowa State a diverse place to learn about and from people that are coming from different places, cultures, and backgrounds. One of the many ways our students find their home away from home is by joining a club or organization. Currently, there are 900 active clubs on campus, and they range from academic to personal or for fun clubs. Students join clubs based on their academic major, but also have the opportunity to connect their personal interests and other cultural clubs. With these clubs, research opportunities, residence hall living, and campus activities, students create one amazing adventure. Iowa State is home to 7 different colleges that make up our 100 academic programs. The College of Ag and Life Sciences houses 24 majors such as animal science, ag systems, and technology and horticulture. The Ivy College of Business has 11 programs such as actuarial science, MIS, and marketing. The College of Design has 9 undergraduate majors with examples such as landscape architecture, interior design, and architecture. The College of Engineering has 13 undergraduate degree programs, including cybersecurity engineering, mechanical engineering, and aerospace engineering. The College of Human Sciences has 19 programs, and they vary from event management to athletic training to food science, anything that's kind of service to a person, they even have fashion design. And last but not least, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is home to the largest amount of majors, it's about 52. LAS offers arts and humanities, math and computational sciences, physical and life sciences, and more. They are also home to their pre-professional programs such as pre-med, pre-law, and pre-vet. Iowa State is also home to the first public veterinary college in the nation. Every college offers an open option program that allows you to explore different areas of studies within a certain college or across campus. So if you don't know what you would like to major in when you start your adventure at Iowa State, no problem, we have a program just for you. So let's talk about our admissions requirements. We ask the students come in with 4 years of English, 3 years of science, 3 years of math, and 2 years of social studies. If you choose a major that is in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, we ask that you come in with 3 years of social studies rather than 2, and also 2 years of the same foreign language. The College of Engineering also has the foreign language requirement. So how do you apply for Iowa State? For the fall of 2021 and fall 2022, we are test optional. So there are 2 ways that we will decide admissibility to Iowa State. If you decide to report a test score, we will use this Region Admissions Index formula, or the RAI formula. We will take into consideration your test score, your high school GPA, and then the number of years of high school core courses. And as long as this RAI score equals 245 or above, you will be automatically admitted to Iowa State into your major. Easy and as transparent as that. If you apply without a test score, your admission is going to be based on an individual review of your academic records with emphasis on high school cumulative GPA and your core courses. You have the opportunity to apply online, whether it is through our website or through the Common App. You can self-report your GPA, your test score, and your core courses on our application. And if you apply through our website, you will receive immediate notification of your application through our rapid response application. Students who apply through the Common App, it takes only a couple days more, so really there's not that big of a difference. Once you have been accepted to Iowa State, you can start exploring the scholarships, and you can complete the One app, which is our portal for our scholarships. And then when you graduate high school, you just send us your high school transcript and any college courses that you've taken to our office. If you're a junior, you can get a head start by joining the Cyclone Advantage planning program. And there is a no fee, no transcript, no commitment program, and it is an opportunity for you to learn about your chance to be admitted, explore majors, and your next steps in order to become a Cyclone. CAP members get early access to apply and to contract for housing as well. For more information, you can visit admissions.iostate.edu/CAP for more information. This is my contact information, so if you have any other questions, go ahead and write them in the chat or shoot me an email or a text. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Absolutely appreciate that. Let's move right along now to our next school here with University of New Hampshire.
Hey everyone, my name is Evan Beals. I'm one of the admissions directors here at the University of New Hampshire. Taking a little trip with Penn State out of the other time zone there in the middle of the country. We'll pop through a few slides here. I always like to start with location. I think we're, for a larger public university, in a very interesting place in the country. We're located in the seacoast region of New Hampshire, only about 10 or 15 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean. And we do have research facilities for programs like ocean engineering, environmental science, marine biology, and other related majors that are located right on the coastline. The White Mountains of New Hampshire, for those that might be looking for a place to go skiing, hiking, snowboarding, or participate in programs like wildlife and conservation biology or forestry. Programs up in the White Mountains are only about 45 minutes away as well. The big city of Boston, Massachusetts is only about an hour away via car, or about 45 minutes on the Amtrak Downeaster line that stops right on our campus. So those of you that are familiar with using Metra or any regional rail transportation, right here on our beautiful campus, we have access into Boston within 45 minutes, and then north to Portland, Maine within about an hour. As you can see from the photographs on the sides there, our students really enjoy both recreational and academically related activities in all of these areas, all while being able to kind of call a classic New England college town home. We're considered a medium-sized public university. We have about 15,000 total students, anywhere between 12 and 13,000 undergraduates coming in, making up a freshman class of about 3,000. We have about 2,500 graduate students, excuse me, which is really important as a distinction for a school of our type, where we'll talk about some research and other opportunities here in just a few moments, but really focusing in on making sure that our undergraduate students have early and frequent access to research labs and connections with faculty members. The majority of our students come from outside of New Hampshire. So those of you from the Midwest, you're in great company. Our students come from almost all 50 states and over 70 different countries from around the world. UNH has over 150 different majors and programs across 5 college divisions. So you see those college divisions on your screen there. Just an important distinction that you can apply into a very specific major if you know exactly what you want to do. But you also can apply as an undeclared student. About 35 to 40% of our students either find themselves as an undeclared student or changing their major during their first year on campus. So it's always important for us to make sure that you know, as a young person, you're never cookie cuttered in or forced into whatever you choose in the application cycle and process. Our college divisions are open policy so that you really can explore from one college division and one major to the next. Some of those college divisions are pretty self-explanatory as to what the majors and programs are housed within there. But other ones, maybe like the College of Liberal Arts, is a little bit more broad, where you find programs all the way from English and psychology to our fine and performing arts. Like I mentioned, over 150 different majors and programs spread across these 5 different core areas. UNH is one of 20 university systems in the country that offers all 3 land, sea, and space grant statuses from the federal government. That means as a student, you really get great access to conducting research in all 3 of those areas. For a lot of students, research starts in your first semester. You're invited into, if you're interested, into the research labs with faculty members. We're one of only 40 universities in the country that has this Research 1 or top tier research status that doesn't have a medical or veterinary school attached to it, that allows us to really focus in on the undergraduate education system. Our undergraduate research conference is one of the oldest and largest in the country. Last year, over 2,000 of our students presented their original research with their faculty members. And this year, the current URC that's happening, close to 2,500 students are currently presenting their research here on campus. We're a very traditional New England college town, meaning that the majority of our students are residential students. 96% of our first year students are living on campus with housing guaranteed all 4 years if you'd like to stay on campus. As you can see from the background there, hockey is a really big part of what we do here in the Northeast. We have 20 Division I athletic programs and 31 club sport teams if athletics are your thing and you're looking to stay involved. All of this really boils down to the understanding and idea that the University of New Hampshire is this large-scale research opportunity at your fingertips within a small town New England community where you really get to know and create your mark. In terms of the application process, you'll find 2 application deadlines, November 15th and February 1st. Both are non-binding. And we just are looking at the common application or the coalition application. Your high school transcript will be the most important part of the process. And we require 1 letter of recommendation from either a school counselor or a core academic teacher. At this point, feel free to snap a picture, or if you're watching the recording of the session afterwards, feel free to save my contact information. I'm always happy to chat. At this point, we'll turn it over to our final friend at the University of Missouri, but thanks, Jay, for hosting us this afternoon.
Absolutely. Come on up then, take it on away.
Perfect, thank you. I'll go ahead and share my slides with you all, and I think that should be good to go. So hello, everyone. My name is Maria Chukis. I am your Mizzou admissions representative. I am one of 3 of us based in Chicago, but the one that'll be having the pleasure of working with all of you students. And so I'll go ahead and get started. Let's chat about Mizzou. We are the flagship research institution in the state with over 30,000 students in attendance at Mizzou, so we are the largest in the state as well. We've got students coming from all 50 states, over 120 countries in every single county in the state of Missouri. We are also the land grant and AAU research institution, so we are also conducting that tier 1 research that our undergrads have the opportunity to participate in as well. I always love to call Mizzou like a second home. It really did feel like home away from home. As a Chicago native myself, who was also a Mizzou alumna, it was awesome to see that the state of Chicago, as we like to call it, was represented as well, because that is our largest out-of-state feeder. Now, how do you get here? The application process is quite simple. It starts on August 1st of your senior year. You can submit it either on our website or via the common application, and there is a $55 application fee. And then you'll also send us your high school transcript so that we can see those grades and the classes that you've taken in high school. And you'll also send us your test score if you plan on applying with your test score, or submit the supporting materials, being a resume and a personal statement if you decide to go the test optional route. Now, just to dive a little bit deeper into the process, after you submit those materials, this is what we are going to be looking for. We'll look to see that you've had 4 years of English and math in high school, 3 years of social studies and science, 2 years of the same foreign language, as well as a fine art. And so those are the 17 core classes that we will be looking to see that you took. And we do look for, if you're applying with a test score, automatic admission into Mizzou. If you hit a 24 or above on the ACT, or an 1160 or above on the SAT with good grades in those core classes, that would be automatic admission into Mizzou. And if you land somewhere on our sliding scale, what we'll do is we'll utilize your class rank in order to determine your admissibility as well. When it comes to that degree program, so when you get to campus, you'll have over 300 different degree programs to pick from. Yes, you'll get to mark it down on your application, but we know that things change, or we know that your ideas and your interests may get even more broad. So you are more than welcome to come in undecided. You can have double majors, you can have a minor, you can have a certificate, and so much more. And we have over 300 degree programs that allow you to have the flexibility to do that. Outside of the classroom, we definitely want you to get involved. So there are over 600 clubs and organizations available to students on campus. And if for some reason you don't see something you're looking for out of those 600 plus organizations, you can start your own. We also are part of the SEC, which is the Southeastern Conference, and we've got 20 NCAA Division I sports on our campus. So those are things that you can participate in by watching, attending those events, or even getting your hands wet or feet dirty with getting involved with club sports or rec sports as well. Now, we are all about hands-on learning at Mizzou. We call it the Missouri method, and you can kind of see some of that represented in these photographs by some of our students. For the sake of time, I'll only highlight one of them, which would be that bottom right photo, which is some of our journalism students. Mizzou is known for our journalism program. We are home to the first school of journalism in the world. And so that brings in a lot of awesome students looking to study that. These students, for example, are at KOMU, which is our news station that is based in Columbia, Missouri, and it is actually broadcast out to all of mid-Missouri. And we are actually the only university in the country that owns and operates a commercial network affiliate that's run by students. So you'll see our students on air, you'll see our students behind the scenes, editing, writing, producing, and so much more. And so by the time they go out into the real world, they've already been there and done that because they've gotten the experience on our campus. So this is real live news on an NBC station, and it goes out to all of mid-Missouri, and those students get that hands-on learning through that experience. Some other really popular majors on campus, I did want to touch on that, include things like business, psychology, nursing, education, biology, engineering, and so much more. And so in terms of upcoming dates and deadlines, I do want you to be aware of what that timeline looks like. I encourage all of my students to apply by November 15th, so that way you have all of your materials in before that December 1st competitive scholarship deadline. We do accept applications all the way through June, but I don't say waiting that late so that you get maximum consideration. We also offer automatic awards, which are automatic scholarships that you are considered for after you are admitted to the university. So we will automatically review that just by the fact that you are admitted to the university. And then we also have an awesome residency program. So you may hear people talk about Missouri residency. That is very popular with my out-of-state students because it is a year-long process that most students do as a freshman, and it would kick in for your sophomore year and the following years, bringing you to in-state tuition. So that is another way to help reduce that cost of attendance by becoming a Missouri resident, because upon completion, it helps you save about $17,000 per year. So that's something you wouldn't have to worry about until you're an actual student on campus, but it is a huge cost saver for my out-of-state students. And I've talked about all this awesome stuff, but I want you to be able to see it for yourself. And so we are open for in-person visits. You can go to our visit website, which is just visit.missouri.edu. And I'll be sure to drop that in the chat after I'm done speaking. And we are available for presentations and walking campus tours. However, if you can't make it to campus just yet, we do offer virtual presentations like a Mizzou overview, opportunities to talk with students, different academic departments, or even myself if you want to have a one-on-one session as well, which is available on that website. And last but not least, as I said, this is my contact information. I'm here to help and I'm happy to help. So don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything, and go Tigers. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Now, I'm actually going to ask all of our presenters to come on back because I've got a question for you. And the question is, being the professionals that you are, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and have you answer in the same order in which y'all presented, but University of Michigan, what would you say here?
Perfect. Thank you, Jay. I would say as you approach this college application process, realize that this is your application process. Focus on what you are looking to get out of a college education, a college experience, and really take those areas of interest to heart. And then as you're doing your research on all of our great schools and colleges, really think about what type of student am I going to be on this campus and how is this school going to support me? And don't compare yourself to others within your high school environment or other students that you know going through this experience, because we are looking at getting to know you as an individual student.
Great, thank you. University of Minnesota?
Thank you. Totally want to echo Megan. Megan kind of stole mine. So I think what I would say instead is, as we move forward, hopefully, and get more vaccinated and get a little bit more safe, I would say, if you can, please visit the campus. Physically walk the sidewalks, physically feel, because I mean, we're expecting you to live here for 4 years, right? So please kind of get that underneath you, kind of soak it in, and really get that feel, because that's not really something we can describe. You kind of have to feel it yourself.
Great, thanks. And Penn State?
Yes, I'll add to that, because that was mine, was to go visit, because I think you just might not know what that quintessential college town means until you actually like get there and see what it's like. And then you get a feel whether you want that quintessential college town or to live in a city. And you really do get that feel when you go to visit. So that was mine. But also then I'd add is that ask a lot of questions, really explore, because that's how you really get to learn. Maybe talk to someone who went to that school or is in school there. So, or even just look at go online and check out if you're interested in business, and then start asking questions about the major you might be interested in or what it's like to go in undecided. That's it.
Beautiful. Iowa State?
Yes, and also I would say that if there's a salient identity of yours that's important to you, for example, if you're a student of color that is applying to a predominantly white institution and you want to know what it's like to be a minoritized student on a white campus, ask your admissions counselor to get you connected to a student of color, or talk about that experience and how have they succeeded on this campus. That can get you great insight of what your years could be like at their institution.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you. And University of New Hampshire?
So I would sum up, I think everyone is like, we're all on the same page, clearly. So I always sum it up by just saying that college is about a match to be made and not a prize to be won. And so as you explore all of these processes, just to add to like everything we've all said, is that recognizing that all of us are real people on this side of the desk. And if today hasn't shown it, then I don't know how to, but utilize us, reach out and ask questions. I think I could speak for all of us in saying that we absolutely love interacting with you as students, because that's why we work in this field and that's why we do what we do. So all of that to say, like, let's be friends through this process together.
Beautiful. And University of Missouri, do you have anything to add?
Sure, they've all said such great stuff, but I would just say, remember that it is your college search process. So even if your friends are doing something or someone else is encouraging something, ultimately it's you that's going to be spending the time living at that institution and going to classes at that institution. So make the decisions that are best for you. But also, since it's your college search process, don't be afraid to take responsibility. Ask those questions, reach out to your admissions reps. Literally, that's why we're here. We want to help you. So take the initiative, because there's no bad question. I'd rather hear a no than just not know it all and miss out on an awesome opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much. I just want to say thank you to the 6 of you for being here and giving us this great information. I know it's been helpful to some of those out there. And thank you all who are watching us here live. We are super grateful for that as well. When you do close out of here, there will be a short 4-question survey that we at StriveScan would love to have your feedback on. Also, this is just one of many sessions happening. So if you want to register for more sessions and learn about more great schools, we would love for you to do so. And remember that you can actually ask your St. Ignatius counselors questions back at that homepage there. And in about 1 week, this session will be available to you in its recording at strivescan.com/Ignatius. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and you all have a wonderful night. Bye now.
Bye.